everybody, welcome back. This is Kim. I'm so happy that you clicked on this video. Today I'm going to be talking about Grubhub, obviously. If you've never been to my channel before, I wanted to let you know that I do technology videos as well as gig economy videos like DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. Eventually, I'm hoping later this month I'm going to have a regular scheduled video released every week. I'm going to have Technology Tuesdays, and those are going to be tech videos, and Money Making Mondays, and those are going to be the gig economy videos will be on Mondays. So I'm moving towards that. Obviously, today is not Monday or Tuesday, so this is just going to be a randomly released video, but my goal moving forward is to stick to that schedule. So just so you know when to expect things, I thought that would be useful. Anyways, let's move along here. Let's get started with the video. So Grubhub updated their website with some account violation information, basically is what they're calling it. You can get deactivated if you get 3 of these violations. I'm going to go over the violations with you. Some of them don't seem to be fair. Some things make sense. Some things don't. So, let me see what you think. Let's move along here. Okay. So basically yesterday, February 2nd, 2022, Grubhub updated its website to include some information on understanding account violations, is what they called it. They say that a violation is a pattern or behavior that's usually associated with fraud, which is defined as an undesirable behavior that impacts the restaurant or diner. So fraud is an interesting way to describe this. As we move forward, you'll see what I mean. If a violation occurs, you'll receive a notification through the Grubhub for driver's app and also an email. You'll have a chance to review and acknowledge the violation in the app. It doesn't say anything about giving your side of the story or anything like that. It's just going to let you know that you got the violation, I guess. I don't know. Have you gotten one? Do you have any information on that? I don't know. I have not received one yet. Knock on wood. Let's hope that doesn't happen. If 3 violations occur, your account will be blocked and you won't be able to log in using the app. But all violations expire after 90 days and will be removed. So after your 3rd one, if you're deactivated, as soon as the first one rolls off, you should be able to log in and start delivering again. Now, Grubhub has not been great lately. To me, I don't know what's going on with them. Anyways, now they're trying to get rid of people, I guess, and that's why they came up with this. So anyways, behavior considered a violation number 1, unassigned orders. So here's what they have on their website. It says, unassigned orders, accepting an order and then surrendering it or refusing to complete the delivery. If this results in a delayed or canceled experience for the restaurant or diner, then it would be a violation. Now, that's kind of a convoluted description. So when you accept an order and then surrender it or refuse to complete it, there are many reasons why you do that. 90% of the time when I surrender an order, it's because of an extreme wait time. Grubhub sends us to the restaurants as soon as the order is placed, even when a restaurant sets the ready time 30 minutes later. I know this for a fact. I have 3 or 4 restaurants I go to all the time, and I am now friends with the people there, and they tell me over and over that Grubhub sends the drivers as soon as they get the order. Within 2 or 3 minutes, a driver's there. And, they'll say, I put in the app that it's going to take 35 minutes for the food to be ready. Why are they sending the driver in 2 minutes? I hear this over and over, so I know it's true. And it really frustrates the drivers. It frustrates the restaurants. They don't want you sitting there either. And I'm not sure what the customers think about it. I don't know that they care that the driver's sitting there for 30 minutes waiting for their food, but I don't know. I think Grubhub wants you to sit there and wait, but I'm not going to do that. I refuse to wait that long, and I will unassign the order. Sometimes I'll keep it and then hope for a quick Uber Eats or a quick DoorDash to do while I'm waiting. And this works sometimes. It depends on where the restaurant is that I'm waiting for the Grubhub order to be ready. But regardless, most of the time, it's not worth waiting. If it's a really good paying delivery, maybe I'll wait a little longer, but there's no way I'm waiting 20, 30 minutes for a delivery, because that's 20 or 30 minutes that you could be doing something else and you're not. So I find it, I don't know what the word is. It bothers me that they're going to punish drivers for unassigning when the reason they're unassigning is because Grubhub sends you way too early. To me, it's Grubhub's fault. And they're saying, oh, well, it's the restaurant's fault because it's taken too long. Well, no, that's not true. If they put in there that the food's not going to be ready for 35 minutes, wait until closer to that time to send the driver. Like Uber Eats is amazing. Uber Eats, when I get an Uber Eats order, I almost always know the food's going to be ready. I walk in there, they're just bagging it up, or sometimes it's already ready, and they've got their algorithm down for when to send the drivers. Grubhub is the worst. They don't. I just think they send you as soon as you get it, and they expect you to sit there and wait. Anyways, so now, because this is going to become a violation if you unassign, I am just not going to accept the orders that are from restaurants that take a long time to prepare the food. Simple as that. I'll accept the orders in DoorDash and Uber Eats, but not Grubhub. Because if I'm going to be penalized for not wanting to wait there for a half hour, that just doesn't seem fair. Anyways, behavior considered a violation number 2, canceled orders. So this says excessive cancellation. A significant number of your orders were canceled by either the restaurant or the diner. Okay, the driver's not canceling it. Why is it a violation? This makes no sense whatsoever. Why penalize a driver when the customer or the restaurant cancels the order? That's crazy. I don't know. I don't understand how they can even consider this against the driver. What control over the situation does the driver have? Absolutely none. Anyways, I think that's a dumb one. It's ridiculously unfair to the Grubhub drivers, and that should not be a violation against a driver. If something that the restaurant does or the customer does. Okay, here's behavior considered a violation number 3, frequent misdeliveries. Okay, frequent misdeliveries. The diner sees that their order has been delivered, but they cannot find their food. Okay, this makes sense, right? If the driver does not deliver the food, then that should be a violation. 100%. That's a good violation right there because they didn't deliver the food. But what if the customer is scamming the system and the food was indeed delivered? This happens all the time on DoorDash. Grubhub does not ask delivery drivers to submit photos showing delivery, and maybe they should. And then if you send that photo to the customer, they know that the photo exists of their food sitting there, and maybe they would not want to scam it. But I agree. If the driver does not deliver the food, there should definitely be a violation. Now, Grubhub has our GPS locations and knows if the drivers arrive at the customer location, but there's no way to know for sure if the food was delivered. And if it was delivered, what proof is there? So their system is a little flawed in this way because they really have no way to prove whether or not the food was delivered to the customer. So the customer could say whatever they want, and Grubhub doesn't really have any proof one way or another to back up the delivery. And that leads me to think that the driver is now going to be punished. Sometimes, obviously if you don't deliver the food, you should be penalized. But if you do deliver the food, you should not be penalized. Behavior considered a violation number 4, slow ETAs. So, slow ETA, a significant number of deliveries were excessively late compared to our estimates. So this estimate is the part that bothers me. This is another one I think is unfair. If food was actually ready when the Grubhub sends the drivers, then yes, late deliveries would be an offense. But we have to wait 10, 20 or more minutes for Grubhub orders to be ready almost every time. So the delay is because the food is not ready, not that the driver is taking forever to deliver the food. I mean, some drivers may. I've heard some stories, so that could be the case. But if we are late delivering because the food is not ready when they send us to the restaurant, then that should not count against the driver. Their estimate is wrong. If the driver picks up the food and does not drive directly to the customer, okay, then maybe I see that as a violation. But if they had to wait a long time for the food to be ready, drove right to the customer, then they are not at fault and should not be penalized. Now for dilly-dallying around, if you're going off in random directions, some people multi-app incorrectly and they take a bunch of orders that are not in the same areas and they're driving all over the place. That's one thing. But if the customer orders the food, the restaurant says, okay, it's going to be ready in a half hour. Grubhub sends you there in 2 minutes. You arrive, the restaurant tells you, wow, I just got the order. It's going to be 20, 25 minutes. That estimate, that pickup time that Grubhub gives the driver is wrong by like 20, 25 minutes. So then now there's no way that they're going to be able to deliver on time if they're having to wait 20, 25 minutes for the food to be ready. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, anyways, I want to ask you to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate you tremendously. Okay, back to the video. Behavior considered a violation number 5. Diner adjustments. Okay, this is interesting. Diner adjustments. A high number of order adjustments have been requested by diners. What on earth does this have to do with the driver? This is another dumb thing to pin on the drivers. We don't have any control over the diners. The diner is making the adjustments, not the driver. Why penalize the delivery driver for something that the diner is doing? This doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know how they came up with this list. Maybe this should be a violation against that customer. If the customer, makes a bunch of adjustments every time they place an order, give them a violation. What does a driver have to do with it? I don't know. It's crazy. Behavior considered a violation number 6. Overcharge, place, and pay orders. Overcharge, place, and pay orders. A significant number of place and pay orders exceed the anticipated spending amount. Okay, I'm assuming this is when you get an order and you go to the drive-thru and you place it and then pay for it at the cashier. I'm not sure how the order would be different than what the person has asked for and why the amount would be different unless there's substitutions or something that the customer didn't approve. I mean, this makes sense, I guess. If the driver places the wrong order or substitutes items too often, then maybe there's an issue. Maybe they're adding items on there and they're personally taking them and making the customer pay for it or something. I'm not really sure what this scenario is about. If they make a substitution and the customer approves it, I don't see it as a problem. But if they just start adding items on there and they don't give them to the customer, but maybe they keep them for themselves. That's the only thing I can think of that this might mean. I've never done a place and pay order for Grubhub, so I don't really know how they work. So I'm not sure about this one. Anyways, so that was their violation list. Here's the guidelines in Grubhub's own words. By giving you clear guidelines for using the Grubhub platform, we are improving our fraud prevention process and creating an environment that protects and empowers Grubhub drivers. And when drivers succeed, the entire Grubhub network succeeds. Okay, this is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. They're saying that these are fraud prevention processes. I don't get how many of these are fraud. I don't know. Blaming the drivers for things that the restaurant does or that the customer does is fraud. How is the driver being fraudulent? I don't know. I just don't get it. Anyways, some of this stuff don't make sense. But one good thing, the violations roll off after 90 days. So even if you do get one of the ridiculously unfair violations and somehow you get your account locked, after 90 days, you can get back on the platform and deliver. So at least that's one good thing. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think of this whole list? Does it make any sense to you? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I don't know. I found it very interesting and unfair. And I mean, some of them were fair, but some were just like ridiculous. I don't even know why they're on this list. Anyways, thanks again for watching the video. I hope that you learned something here. I hope that this helps you protect yourself on Grubhub. I would definitely start using the timestamp camera when you do a delivery so that you have proof that you delivered it in case a customer says that they didn't get the food. It's a free app, and it basically puts the address and the date and the time on top of the picture so you could prove that you left the food there. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Thanks for listening. See you again next time. Hope you're staying healthy, staying safe, and making lots of money.